Fortnite just dropped their blog post covering everything that they're going to go over in Chapter 6, and there's some insane stuff. I've not actually read through all the specifics yet. I've just seen like a couple tweets on Twitter, so we're doing that real time right now. First part, immediately into their blog, is competitive integrity in tournaments, aka cheating. So this is the kind of thing I want to run through because this is the part I haven't read yet. It's imperative to Epic that competitive Fortnite remains fun and fair for all players who participate. We're making a number of fundamental changes to tournaments in order to combat cheating and improve the experience for competitors. Here are some of the initial measures we're taking, starting with a new Battle Royale season in December. So this is Chapter 6. We've restructured all tournaments to take place cash prizes at the highest level of competition in each region, including the new Divisional Cups, which will require players to advance through multiple rounds of competition before being able to compete for prizes. More details below. So if you haven't already watched my video on this extra channel about Divisional Cups, I basically already covered how these work. So I won't go in depth on that, but basically it's kind of like lots of FNCS qualifiers and they are combined with the Cash Cup system. It's really, really good. So if you don't understand that, once the video's over, watch my Divisional Cup video too. Anyone found teaming up with a cheater in a tournament will face a minimum 28-day competitive ban. That's minimum 28 days, so a whole month, which will increase in duration with every subsequent violation. Know your teammates well to avoid penalties. So basically, not only is cheating bad, playing with cheaters will get you 28-day ban. Now, this is actually something I've been moaning at Epic about for a long time. So this is a huge W. Huge W for them. Finally happy to see that. If a player has a competitive ban of 14 days or longer, they will not be able to compete in FNCS tournaments during that season or any season that ban overlaps with. So if you get banned, don't get banned in the last 2 weeks, because that'll get you banned for the next week after that. So that's basically also if you're... Wait, for the ban overlaps. Okay, so actually that means, because say if you play with a cheater, you'll be banned for 28 days. And what that means is, since that's longer than 14 days, if you're banned like towards the end of that season, you could be banned easily across 2 FNCSs, because if you're going across 2 different seasons, then you're going to be banned from both of them. So that's also huge. We're also ramping up legal action against both players who cheat and cheat sellers. So essentially legally going after people who cheat and cheat sellers, which is insane. Hopefully that will actually help. We've seen a few cases of that before, but a lot of people also thought that might not be real, but who knows? It's hard to say. We're looking into additional competitive requirements before eligible to play in Cash Cup. So, okay, so not really anything else, but that's huge. Massive news, massive W's for them. Really happy with that. We continue working on investigating new class detection. So basically, yeah, they're basically changing anti-cheat as well, with more details to come soon, which is really interesting too. All right, so this is basically the massive update for the Divisional Cups. As I already mentioned, I have a full video on this already, so I don't want to go too much in detail with this in particular. But the most important thing to know is that on December 7th, that's when the first FNCS Trial Cup will be, which essentially is going to be like what will decide if you're in Division 1, 2, or 3. Division 1 is the best, 2 is the second best, and 3 is the worst one, which I'll probably be in. So basically in that Division Cup, if you have, or that, what do I call it, Trial Cup, you need to place in the top 200 trios to be into Division 1. So top 200 in that, and that basically, if you don't know all that kind of stuff, you need to be in Division 1 to get into FNCS. If you don't get into Division 1, you don't get into FNCS at any point. And there's also a weekly top 33 lobby, which is only prized for those Division 1 players, which is also huge as well. If you're in Division 2 or Division 3, you're basically playing to get up into the Division 2 from Division 3 and Division 1 from Division 2 as well. So really, really cool system. Basically, like, there's always something to play for every single week. Either trying to rank up in your division or trying to get into finals. Now, does it say what rank? So you basically need to be, yeah, you need to be gold in ranked. So as soon as the season drops, get gold in ranked so you can play this Divisional Cup. So yeah, basically in the FNCS trial, you're trying to get into the top 200. That's the goal there. It doesn't say, I don't think, how many teams. Top 200 to 800, that's it, goes into Division Cup 2, and then everyone else goes into Division 3. So top 800 is going to get you into Division 2, top 200 is going to get into Div 1. So that's actually really important, because that's probably the easiest chance to get into Division 1 that you're going to get, I would imagine. And of course, if you don't make it up, as I mentioned, there's always like 5 more additional weeks of those tournaments where you can try rank up. So that's cool. All right, so there's going to be Battle Royale ranked cups. Do I care about those? No, just reading through it, you just basically get an umbrella. So get 50 points and you get an umbrella. I'm never too fussed about rank cups, but I'm sure they're fun. Chapter 6, Season 1, regular tournaments. Okay, so basically the way that the week is going to be laid out is... All right, I got clarification. I confused myself, but let me tell you. So, Monday, no tournaments. Tuesday, EU and NA performance evals, which, as I said, I've just recorded, but I'll put it later in this video. You have to have series points in Chapter 5, Season 3. Wednesday and Thursday are Day 1 and Day 2 of the Divisional Cups. Now, basically, Divisional Cups... the leaderboard gets combined for each week. So if you want to do well, you actually have to play both Wednesday and Thursday. So it's essentially like there's 2 cash cups in a week, which is Wednesday and Thursday. Friday is then the Solo BR Cash Cup, not Victory Cash Cup. Cash Cup, details will come to later. Saturday is a Solo BR Ranked Cup. So there's actually 3 Solo Ranked Cups in a week that are unprized, which is fun. That's going to be fun. And then there's the Division 1 Cup Finals. Sunday has an OG Cup, a Duo Rank Cup, and then Solo Cash Cup Finals. So a really big thing here is that there's 2 days or like a day off break. Well, 2 days. Yeah, 2-day break between both the final tournament and then the tournament qualifier and then the finals. So for example, Wednesday, Thursday, the leaderboard will be combined and then they play on the Saturday for the Division 1 Cup Finals, for example. And the Solo Cash Cup's on Friday and then the finals are on Sunday. So if you've catching my drift, there's more time to ban cheaters, which is really, really cool. So another awesome, massive W from Epic. So far, this blog post has all been good. Noticing no zero build. No zero build here. I did actually see a tweet. Let me find it. So here, this person asks, in response to this blog tweet, will there be zero build tournaments? To which they replied, only as part of the Fortnite OG Cups, which, as we just mentioned, have no prize pool. So there's zero, and I mean zero build cups. So RIP if you main zero build, and if you're a cheater, because that's where most of the cheaters were, to be honest. So now they're probably just going to be into builds. But hopefully they'll be banned more. I can't remember the last the zero build cup I played, sorry. So I can't say I'm not so sad about this, but I'm sure some people will be. So the performance evals are battle royale events in EU and NA. So no reload tournaments. No reload tournaments. I think no one is sad to see reload tournaments go. Reload, one of the best modes of all time. Tournaments, not so good. Not so hot. Not so fun, I'm not gonna lie. For this season, yeah, so it's still gonna be the first season, it's still gonna be from Chapter 5, Season 3 if you made series points that you can play the Tuesdays. And then after that, it'll be all Division 1 players for next season. So basically, if in Chapter 5, Season 3, you didn't get series points, you can't play the performance evals, which is kind of unfortunate. The OG Cups, which is on Sunday, I think there's no other ones, are unprized open cups for the OG. The OG loot pool is yours disposable, no competitive loot changes. That's fun. That's fun. That just basically means there's just fun OG tournaments there, which I think is a really, really good idea. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so the Solo Cash Cups. In Solo Cash Cups, players I can't speak. Compete in hopes of scoring within the top 600. Okay, so top 600 quals. I don't know if that's for every region, but it seems to say every region. Those players will move on to round 2, where they'll have the opportunity to compete for cash opportunity. Okay, so essentially it's like a 2-round cash cup again, but the second day is a set. It's not a set lobby. It's not like one lobby. It's 600 players, so 6 lobbies going at all the same time. So that's really cool. Really, really cool. Way more interesting than Solo Cash Cup or Victory. I'm not gonna lie. Victory Cash Cups got really, really boring. PS Cup, cool as PlayStation Cup 2, 6th and 8th for Solo. I'm sure there'll be a huge amount of teaming in that. Can't wait to watch that. FNCS format FAQ. Let's see if there's anything interesting. Okay, so if you are in a higher division, you can play in the lower divisions. There's not really much point for you, because if you're in Division 1, for example, you want to try and compete for cash prizes, but you could also play Division 2 and Division 3 if you had friends who were not in that higher division as well. So say, for example, you were in Div 1 because you placed well in the Placement Cup, but the players you want to play with in Week 1 are in Div 2. You can then play in Div 2 with those guys to try and get them up into Div 1, which is cool. That makes sense. But because there's 2 days, once you've started in a division, you can't go down another one or back to your original one, if that makes sense. Can I play in multiple Division Cup regions? Yes, you can play multiple regions, so no region lock. Within a single week, as long as you're eligible to compete in that region's Divisional Cup. So basically what that means is if you get Div 1 on your region, you're going to be Div 3 on every other region if you haven't played them, for example. Okay, I skimmed over this, but the FNCS trial, which is on the 7th of December, very important. Play your region only, because this is region locked, which means that if you play this on, say, an earlier region, like, oh, I want to play Middle East, and then later on I want to play EU, you will be locked to just Middle East playing that. Not for the whole season, but just for that, which means you're going to be in Division 3 for your region. So do not play this on multiple regions. You can play the Divisional Cups after that on any regions, but you'll just start in Div 3, which is like the worst. So you have to rank your way up, essentially. So very important, which is written here. So do not play the FNCS trial on another region. I need to tweet that. All right, we tweeted that because I'm sure I'll get a lot of responses of like, what do you mean? But yeah, there we go. All right, this is really important. So how many people get promoted? So in the Divisional Cups from Div 3, 2 to 1. You can probably read it on screen. I'm not gonna lie. The big regions, so NA Central and Europe, which is the one most you're looking at. You can read the above ones. 300 teams will advance from Div 3 to Div 2 every week. And then 20 teams will go from Div 2 to Div 1. So what I say, there's 200. There's going to be 300 teams. So 600 people or sorry, 900 people because it's trios. By the end of the season who are going to be in Div 1 and play FNCS Opens. So hopefully, you know, if you want to play FNCS, you got to be there basically. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, I mentioned that in another video. NA West is back. NA Central is still going to be in Dallas, and NA West will be in North California. I think that's where it was already. I actually do not know. No idea. Winter summer break, December 23rd to January 5th. So no tournaments basically from December 23rd. And June 30th till July 13th is their summer break. So basically no tournaments here. If you want to plan holidays, do it. I think that's everything. So the rules have just dropped as I was editing this. And all the prize pools are actually nuts. So let's get past these shitty regions. EU, this is the Solo Cash Cup. If you win the second round of the Solo Cash Cup, it's $8,000 and top 25 make money to start with. That is nuts. Brazil's 3K, NA's 5, like any small region, like any West, you get 3K for winning. That is so crazy. 2.4K, basically any small region. Like if you're an OCE player, you've got to grind the Solo Cash Cup now. 2.4K for first is nuts. For what you call it, performance eval, 1,200 each for each win. So it's win games. So 400 each. Really, really good. Oh my god, the weekly Divisional Cups. So this is if you make it to Division 1 and then there's the set lobby. Winning that is $22,500, which is 7.5K each. Bro. Hey. Players are bagging out this season. Bagging out this season. That is crazy. Even in smaller regions like NA's the 5K each for winning. NA West 2.5K each per player for winning. That's nuts. But the most shocking of all time, this has got to be an error. In EU, the PlayStation Cup Finals, $750 for 50th down to 100th. If you make it to the finals, it's $750. I might have to buy a PlayStation. Do I buy like a PS5? Everyone's gonna fucking crazy aimbot. Surely I can get a top 100 on that and make the money back. I might have to cook a video of that. I'm not gonna like 7K for first. Everyone's just gonna team it. Like this is gonna be the teamiest cup of all time. So prize pools, nuts. Overall, W changes. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a really good blog post. Big props to them. Let me know what you think.